Okay, so these are the Lucky Leprechauns gratitude discussion cards and activities. So I love this one because a lot of times students only associate gratitude or thankfulness around Thanksgiving, but I like to do it across all seasons, so March is a great time to start talking about it. So first you'll get here some gratitude discussion cards. So there's two different formats of these. So you can cut out these in little shamrocks, or you can just keep it simple if you just want to use one of those big cut slicers and cut them out as cards. So the shamrocks are a little cuter, so you could do that and then laminate them, and then you can use it year after year. So it may be a little more work initially, but then you can have them to reuse. And these are just different talk points that students can talk about. So you can do these with an individual student when they come in, just have them pick up one of the shamrocks. It could say, name something you were grateful for at school. What does gratitude mean? How does gratitude make you feel? Name something silly you were grateful for. So you're just getting them to talk about all different things here. There's even some questions like, do you think we can ever be grateful for sad experiences? Or why is it important to name what we're grateful for? So you can get a little deeper on these, or you can keep it pretty light if you're with the little ones. And then what I encourage you to do is you can make a gratitude bulletin board. So I love to put this outside of my office to kind of show everyone what we're working on in counseling. So you can have students cut out the shamrock shapes and then they write in things they're grateful for. So here's some examples. So they just write in the boxes different things they're grateful for, and then you can put them on a bulletin board and write something cute like, we are some lucky leprechauns, or how lucky are we, or leprechaun gratitude. So you could do this with students you're seeing in counseling in a group with different individuals. Like maybe every student you see, have them fill out one, and then you'll have a big collection. Or this is even something you could give to teachers that they could then use with their students. And then there is a worksheet here. So this is just a little coloring sheet that students can do, and on each line of the rainbow they can write in something that they're grateful for. So super simple. This one's great for the little guys. And then there is a pot of gold gratitude activity. So that's where students are going to write things that they're grateful for on the coins and then cut and paste them onto the pot. So they can, there's blank ones they can write in, and then there are also ones that have suggested things here like books, clothes, family, friends. Or a bonus activity is you can have them do it with a real pot of gold. So you would have an actual little pot and some gold tokens or gold coins, and students can put them in the pot as they touch each token, say something they're grateful for, and put it in the pot. Extra fun, use chocolate coins. So that would make it really memorable. So I prefer to do the tangible version just because, again, it's memorable, and they'll go home and tell their parents like, oh, we did the coolest thing where we dropped coins into this bucket and got to say things we're grateful for. But nothing wrong with keeping it simple as well, so you can just cut and paste the paper version. And I have them in color and black and white for you there, blank and some pre-filled ones. All right, well, that is that simple St. Patrick's Day activity. St. Patrick's Day Coping Strategies digital activity, and there is a Google and Boom Cards version. So we're going to start with the Google version. Now, when you're playing this with a student, you could have them do it on the iPad, or you could sit side by side and you drag and drop them as they talk to you about it. But basically, this is going to be an ongoing discussion as you go through each one. So there are a variety of scenarios here. Some are everyday scenarios, and then there are some specific St. Patrick's Day ones. So you're going to keep this in edit mode, not presentation mode. That way you can drag and drop the pieces. So for example, this one says, you feel angry when you get back your spelling test, and you're going to ask the student which coping strategies they would like to use if they were feeling angry. So you want to go through each of these. So you have listening to music, squeezing a stress ball, going for a walk, thinking happy thoughts, getting a drink of water, meditating or practicing mindfulness, taking deep breaths, counting to 10, building something, exercising, relaxing in a comfy seat, and reading a book. So they can identify, maybe they can only identify one thing, maybe two, maybe three. They can drag as many as they want, and I want you to have a conversation with them about how they would use each one. So if you go through the slides, there's lots of different scenarios here. So get to each one and then find out which coping skills they would like to use. And it's interesting to discuss why would they use deep breaths for if feeling sad, but then when they're angry, maybe they're using counting to 10. So explain that these are situational and there's different ones. And then the last 6 scenarios are all St. Patrick's Day related, which is kind of fun. So for example, maybe you feel angry when you get pinched because you didn't wear green. So you're going to squeeze a stress ball or count to 10. So then for the Boom Cards version, it's the same content, it's just presented in a different way. And I actually prefer it this way, but totally up to you. You have both versions. So for this one, the kids are going to click start. And then they are dragging gold coins to the pot. This one also has some audio included. If you have students who are struggling with reading, they can listen. And then again, those same coping strategies are there. So they can say, ooh, if that was me, I would want to think happy thoughts. Or I would need to count to 10. And then they click next. So they go through and do this for each one. Again, some of these are St. Patrick's themed, and some of these are regular scenarios. And they can drag as many as they want into that little box. And then they click next after each one. So they just go through, and then when they get to the end, they'll see a different screen. Or there are a few here that I forgot to mention that you can type in your own answers. So what makes you scared or nervous? And they can say, I feel scared when my parents fight. So if their parents are fighting, maybe they want to squeeze a stress ball or listen to music. And then it says the words behind the images here. What annoys you? Same thing, they can type it in. And there's also the option to type in the boxes on the Google activity as well. And then they'll see this final screen when they've made it through all the cards. This one says that they now have the tools they can use when they're feeling strong emotions. Great job. Then they just click finish. So these are the social skills boom cards. So to play, kids are going to click start. And they're going to read the card and then answer if the statement's true or false. So these also include audio. That way, for students who are struggling readers, they can listen to it instead. And then they can say, maybe it's false. And these are self-grading, so if they select the wrong answer, they'll know. When I'm upset, it is okay to cry. True. So they're going to move through all of these true or false cards. And remember, these are self-grading, so if they do the incorrect answer, it will notify them. And there's quite a few of these. And then they can always click to listen. And then at the end, they'll see the congratulations page, and that's how they know that they've finished.